Yeah, happy for our guys. Put a lot into the game. We're able to kind of maintain the pressure all the way up till the 90th minute. It's a good Orlando team that was on a really good run of form. 5 wins in a row. So we knew they would come at us. A unique situation where they needed a lot of goals. I thought we were pretty organized. Good shutout. Andre Blake obviously played well. I could go through every guy. I thought Barnett had a very good game, catching the ball in that hole, turning and running at guys, created a lot. And it was a good team effort, a good way to end what was a difficult season, a disappointing season. Again, we're not satisfied by any stretch. In a lot of ways, we came up short on all of our goals. Open Cup final, going to the eighth shooter and losing, and then, not making the playoffs. But thank you to the fans that supported us all year through the highs and the lows, and happy for our guys to send them home happy on the final night of the year.
So now that the season's over and you can move on from it, do you, with the sporting director signing sort of in limbo for the next few weeks, whenever that happens, do you know what your next couple weeks look like and how you're going to send the players out here?
Yeah, I mean, we'll have player meetings tomorrow morning. Guys will have physicals tomorrow morning. I'm not a guy who after the season ends, he keeps guys here for 2 weeks to train, because all that does is lead to literally fist fights and fighting and angry guys. So I think that's kind of counterproductive. So we'll have meetings with every player tomorrow. We'll fit them all in. We have a big off season, a lot of hard decisions, a lot of contracts that were set up in a way that options can be picked up now, or we move on. And there's a lot of big money guys that we'll have tough decisions on. Some that will be back, and some that will maybe move on from. I still think that we have a good, strong core. I don't believe in the idea of just blowing the whole thing up and starting completely from scratch. I think we still have some good pieces, some guys who maybe had down years that can be rejuvenated and have better years.
Jim, when we look at a game like this, obviously you guys have nothing to play for in the standings, but Orlando came out with a lot of intensity, a lot of cards in this game. Does that kind of help the players stay in a game mentally?
Yeah, I mean, you could tell by the lineup they fielded too. They fielded their top lineup. Kaka's out on the field in a game that, if they score 9 goals, maybe you could say it means something. But, again, a team in good form that they have guys competing for jobs for next year as well. They're professionals. They want to win anytime they take the field. Laren out on the field is a handful. He's a monster. Up close to see him and how big he is and how kind of fluid he moves. Impressive guy. Obviously, Kaka, I don't have to talk about. You guys are all familiar with what he can do. But they're a good team. They're a good young team that probably wishes the season would go about 3 more weeks, because they'd be right in the thick of things. So credit to them. But yeah, happy for our guys to finish the season the right way.
Jim, how about your thoughts on Andre Blake, who got a lot of time near the end of the year and had some pretty good moments?
Yeah, finally got a run of games where he was healthy and deserved it. And when he got his chance, he's thrived, not just with us, but also internationally now. He's played in some high-pressure games there, and he's growing and learning. And, you see some of the saves he made tonight to keep us in it, even in the first half. They get a good look, and he bails us out and makes a big save for us. So very happy with him. He's shown he is capable of being the man for the job long term, because he's still young, and we hope that is solved and that can be in the past and we can move along. But there are things where you have to put together, that full 34 games. I think that's when you really have arrived, when you've played, game 1 through 34 and you've put them together. Right now he's on about 6 to 8, I believe. So again, it's a good snapshot, but I don't want to get ahead of myself. He'll have a good off season. We'll keep him busy, keep him going, because he's feeling good right now. He'll be with Jamaica in the coming weeks, and then also we think it might be a good idea to send him somewhere for a couple weeks to train in Europe somewhere.
After the way your guys really fell apart last weekend in New York, for you and your staff, what did it mean to see this game today, and were there any particular guys who stood out in terms of raising the effort for the team?
Yeah, we talked about all week. That wasn't us. We've lost games this year and we've been beat, but not in that manner where 7 seconds in, that can fluky things like that can happen. Grella starts 10-yard head start, by the way, but I'll just sound like I'm whining. but to give up that second goal almost immediately after, it wasn't a true indication of the guts that this team does have. So to their credit, they bounced back. I think that you got a lot of work out of Tranquilo defensively in that 10 role, covering ground, getting out to guys. No free rolls out there, and I think the guys, fought hard for everything. Was the soccer perfect? No, but there were moments tonight where we actually knocked the ball around a little bit and were composed and kind of dictated the tempo of things, which hasn't always been the case on our field. You guys have talked enough about it too, and I agree. Sometimes we get a little excited and they're just lumping balls, but I thought we passed pretty well on the night, and we're composed and kind of dictated the terms of the game. Orlando had a few chances, but a good goalkeeper bails you out in those spots, and that's what happened. 1-0 at home, and you're happy.
I know you don't talk a lot about yourself, but given how difficult the season was, what was it like for you?
I learned a lot. We had the initial, as I was the interim, that uptick that kind of naturally happens when there's a coaching change. Maintaining that momentum is difficult. It kind of faded at the end of last year when I was officially named the coach. You knew it would be a lot. I learned every day. I learned from every game, every training session, something new. You can always get better. Again, I'm 36 years old. I'm the youngest coach in this league, and I don't have all the answers. And I think I'm a realist, though. I know that we're not quite good enough right now. We are close, but we're not quite good enough. And you guys see the margin for error in our league is small. My close friend Jesse has turned around Red Bull in a very quick way, with a completely different kind of philosophy and roster. We'll be tasked with that in the off season. It's a big task. Again, though, it can be done. Benny Olsen, another close friend, they went through a season where they won 3 games, and now they're, a playoff team. I saw they got smacked tonight pretty good, but it's an example. So again, learned a ton. Again, I think that we had a difficult season in a lot of ways, inconsistent. I'm fighting to find the guys that when the game starts, we know exactly what they're going to look like, and every team is looking for that, the identity. So in the games that the Philadelphia Union loses, you guys still at least know what we're trying to accomplish, to have a true identity. The Patriots, the New England Patriots, when they lose, and they do lose because every team's going to lose games, you still at least know what they're trying to do and the way they try and go about it. How analogy, Whole Foods does organic food the best, right? They might make a mistake in marketing, but where you're going for your healthy food. You're going to Whole Foods. So those are the things that we're trying to have, that identity for the union. And there is a fresh start right now. There really is. It's you can call it a 2.0. We're going to make, we have a lot of exciting things. We have a whole new complex that'll be built. Locker room, we'll locker out of there. It'll feel a lot more special because we're not in here every day. Game days will be different. They'll have a special feel to it. We've been a team that's not been good at home. I hope that changes that. So we have that. We have the Union 2 coming in. We have a lot on the horizon. The addition of a sporting director in the near future will be important as well to shape things. But I'm excited to move forward with this club. It's my hometown team, and again, more than anybody, I recognize that the badge that we wear, the 2.5 inches, is bigger than everybody in the club. All right, no person's bigger than it, and that's kind of the message I send to my players and the front office and the whole staff. So we're excited to move forward, and we do have a lot of good things happening off the field as well.
Last year, Jonathan and Jay.
Jim, for Jay Sugarman to have publicly backed you in the way that he has, what does it mean to you going into this offseason where things are going to change? And within that, how much of a say do you get to have in the hiring of the sporting director?
Yeah, I mean, I've been in communication, and I've been a part of the process. I've been in and talked and met with everyone that's been brought in. There's a lot of great candidates. They'll make a smart decision. I trust that. Jay is as sharp a man as I've ever met. He's quiet, but he is calculated. He's intelligent. He wants to win more than anybody. He is one of the most competitive guys I've ever met. He'll tell you he's not a soccer guy, but he is learning this game. And again, he's learning it fast. And you give him a little bit of information, he takes it and he runs with it, and he has different ideas. And again, he's going to be a winner in this league. You can sense that. He'll do anything he can for this club to move forward now in the right direction, and he'll fund it however however, if we present it in the right way, he'll fund it however is necessary to make this team a playoff team every year. And from there, you guys have seen how playoffs go in this league. Anybody can beat anybody. So very important, that he has my back, which is huge. He's given me a lot of support, and we've had good talks in the recent weeks, and I'm excited to move forward with him. And he's a great owner.
Two had the goal tonight. Played with a lot of energy at 31 years old. What kind of year do you think he had, and is he part of what you'd like to have going forward?
Yeah, Seba had a year where he always gets hot at a certain point of the year. Sometimes you can't predict when it is. Sometimes it's the beginning. Sometimes it's the middle. This time it was towards the end. And when he's on, he scores goals. He sets up goals and scores goals. Fitness-wise is never a question. He'll be able to play till he's 35, 36 years old, no problem, at least, just because he takes such good care of himself. He's a guy that I still would love to have in the Union's plans. He's been great for the club. He served the club well. He has a contract that's up, and we'll make the right decision in that regard, and we'll have discussions now that this game is in the past. Those will start. I believe that the season is for the team, and now that the season has ended, it'll start to be about individuals, and the dialogue will start with Seba moving forward. But obviously a guy who had a very strong end to the season and scored some big goals.